Hey everybody, it's Kneecap here, and welcome to This Week in WoW for the week of February 6th. As always, we'll get started with the Mythic Plus affixes for this week. This week we have Fortified, Volcanic, and Spiteful. Again, that's Fortified, Volcanic, and Spiteful. You're not going to get a much easier set of affixes than this. Everyone probably pretty much fully geared to the teeth at this point in the season, and easy affixes, and we're going to see for anybody who is pushing keys. I know there's some MDI stuff going on as well right now as far as like practice and stuff, but we could see some possible max pushing this week. Perhaps this is about the easiest week overall that we have, especially if you're a really good player dealing with Spiteful. You're going to have somebody, you know, assigned to slowing them or rooting them or whatever, and not having to worry about them killing you. In a pug, you know, your melee or something could die here and there with the Spiteful for sure. As far as that goes, but even for pugs, this is not, you know, a hard week by any means. Let's go ahead and jump into what's going on in the game this week. As you can see, I'm here in front of Stormwind with all these hearts and everything. That's because of the Love is in the Air holiday, which we'll talk about. But we do have the Darkmoon Fair going on this week as well, which is, you know, for Alliance just down the road. So there's a lot of events going on outside of Stormwind right now. You head there for your, you know, mounts, pets, achievements, stuff like that. Hopefully a cool remake, as again, we're going to talk about that with Love is in the Air holiday, with a nice little remake here, update, whatever you want to call it. And so hopefully Darkmoon Fair can, you know, obviously Darkmoon Fair is a much bigger thing. So if this is scaled up, you know, times 5, if you scaled the Darkmoon Fair like up times 5, that'd be quite a bit. So that's what I hope for, but we'll see. We also have Lunar Festival still going on, which is over there if you're Alliance, where you can do that. It's also all over, you know, the continent and stuff like that. So Lunar Festival is going on as well. I don't think there's too much new with the Lunar Festival, but as I just mentioned, Love is in the Air is here, and there's all kinds of new stuff with this. So before you had to like get this special item, and then you would get these like love things and turn them into tokens and things like that, and it was a little bit arduous. It's kind of actually similar to Darkmoon Fair in some ways, a little bit arduous. It's very old, but they kind of changed and streamlined the system a little bit to where you just get your tokens from doing the quests and doing the activities and stuff like that, instead of like adding that extra step in essentially to get them. So they did make it a little bit easier, a little bit better. And technically more stuff to do as well. I'll show you one thing real cool, because I'm not going to do a video just on this. They did add this little portal thing here. Obviously, this isn't really for me personally, but like if you're someone who role plays, or your girlfriend or boyfriend or wife or husband also plays or whatever, you know, you can take this thing and go on like a little date or something, picnic. Technically, it's a picnic, but it's, you know, Love is in the Air, so you kind of view it as a date or whatever. So, you know, you go with your significant other or whatever to like these locations where they put a picnic basket and stuff. Again, not really for me, but, you know, kind of neat in some ways. I think they could have chose better locations, though. There's like the one in Stranglethorn is probably one of the best, but there's one in Winter Spring, Stranglethorn, Jade Forest, and Val Shara, if you're into forestry or whatever. So there's that. Again, not necessarily my thing, but pretty cool. Nonetheless. Some other things going on is there was a secret found. Now, a lot of times I do secret stuff on this channel, but I didn't even know this one was in the works or anything. And it's also a group one, which unfortunately for me, I don't really have people that I play with that are into secrets. So the people that I play with are into doing like dungeons and stuff like that. And raids, of course, is the main thing. So I don't really play with a lot of people who are into that kind of stuff. So anything that's group focused to do is kind of really hard for me. I'm definitely more into the solo secret stuff, but there's a Hearthstone toy that you can get from Zareth Mortis from back in Shadowlands. You have to just, a group of people all have to have a toy, and then they summon a portal, and then whoever interacts with the portal can get this new toy or whatever, essentially. So a group of people with a toy can get other people the toy. I don't think you have to have it to get it or be in the initial group to get it, but like a group of people have to summon the portal or whatever, essentially, is how that secret works. Again, I'm not going to cover it here because I'm not going to have you know, 5 people to do it with. Essentially, I could find 5 people to do it with if I really asked them to, but not 5 people who are super interested in doing it. Other than that, there's also the Hall of Fame just filled up for Mythic Clear, so 200 guilds have killed Farak. I expect heavy nerfs, like maybe literally any minute as I'm making this video, actually, to Farak after this is, since the Hall of Fame is done. I wouldn't be surprised if Tindril got another round of nerfs as well on top of that, now that the Hall of Fame is clear, and possibly even more bosses nerfed now that the Hall of Fame is clear. They like to try to keep the Hall of Fame as pristine as possible, knowing that there's probably going to be some initial nerfs after the world first, but they try to keep the Hall of Fame as pristine as possible, and then you know, from there they might be a little bit more heavy-handed with nerfs. So we'll see. I definitely expect some to Farak, and like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if Tindril got another round as well, even if it's not like a heavy round for Tindril. So that just happened as well. And yeah, there wasn't a ton of news last week, or a ton of things going on last week in the game, unfortunately. So I didn't actually have like any content to do. I was thinking about doing a Love is in the Air video, but with these holiday things, it's not like there's that much that has changed. There's just some new rewards and some new quests and stuff like that. And again, they changed the way the love tokens work, but it's nothing like, it's nothing arduous to figure out or anything like that, in my opinion. So I decided against that. But other than that, there really wasn't much going on and no huge news. It's just kind of like the expectation of nerfs coming and things like that. And then the other thing, again, it's not really news, but kind of expectation, is with the 10.2.6 patch, it's going to be a little mini patch, essentially 10.2.6, and a lot of the devs are very excited about this patch for some reason. They keep tweeting pirate flags and things like that. I have no idea what this patch is going to be, 10.2.6. But yeah, I will be very excited when we find out. The devs, whenever the developers seem pretty excited about something, it usually ends up being pretty fun, because they were just excited to make it, excited to show it. And you know, this fan base, the World of Warcraft fan base, can be quite, you know, blunt if they don't like something. So typically when they're all very excited about something and excited to show their work, they're pretty confident that the players are going to like it. So I'm hoping that I like it, because in the past when they've been excited, that's, you know, it's been something pretty cool. So definitely looking forward to that. But again, it's just expectation. We don't really know anything about it. So yeah, lots of expectation brewing for a new patch, for, you know, this and that within the game here. But, you know, whatever. Or not whatever, but we have one last thing, is we have Season of Discovery launching this week, I believe on Thursday of this week. Season of Discovery, next phase or whatever, where you'll be going to level 40 and doing the Nomergon raid there on Season of Discovery. So if you're a Discovery enjoyer, I know a lot of retail players have enjoyed Discovery because it's a slightly like more difficult than Classic. You know, it's trying to kind of bridge a gap between Classic and retail, I feel like. So that is something that I have played a bit, but I completely quit playing at some point. Basically, it just wasn't worth it, in my opinion, for me to keep doing it. Especially pugging the raid can be a little bit rough, which is weird because it should be very easy, but you know, it is what it is. But yeah, so lots of stuff coming, lots of stuff to speculate on, but nothing really hard set, except for the Season of Discovery, of course, which is coming out Thursday. So yeah, that's it for this one, guys. As always, I do ask you to please subscribe to the channel, because it helps me out a lot. And other than that, everybody have a good one.